DNA Video Productions is a full-service video producer with a fleet of drones, 4K, and HD cameras, as well as a crew of video operators. We handle commercial and residential real estate videos, as well as events for promotional purposes. We create book trailers, both live-action and running stills, music videos, and website videos. We also film series shorts for online distribution and are currently involved in filming a political parody. We specialize in low-cost movie making. Call DNA Video Productions at 941-748-6865 or visit our website at www.dnavideoproductions.com. That's www.dnavideoproductions.com. Thank you. Our sponsor this month is Published, an affiliate of Village Voices. Published offers all author services from writing tips, critiques, manuscript evaluations, and editing, as well as tips to help you become published. If you prefer to self-publish, purchase the step-by-step book on publishing through Amazon, or purchase services a la carte, from formatting to creating custom covers, or even tips to gather endorsements. The staff is headed by 2 professional writers. After your books are published, either trade paper, electronically, or both, purchase marketing tips, web services, book trailers, or turn your book into an audiobook. Publish provides all your writing, publishing, and marketing needs. So give them a call at 941-748-6865. Contact them online at dgould497@aol.com or go to the website at www.publishedavillagevoices.webs.com. Welcome to Culture Coast. The intro you just heard was by Al Musitano, and today we're interviewing Kim Litch of Once Over Twice in the Village of the Art. You are the curator of this enterprise.
Yes, I am. Yep.
And how long have you been here?
Almost 3 years.
And so, wow.
I know.
Time just flies.
I know.
So what is Once Over Twice about?
I do a lot of repurposing, so I take things that I find at thrift stores or garage sales, and then I repurpose it, give it new life.
And give us an idea of some of those little projects that you have, because some of them are extremely interesting.
One of my favorite ones is I call them my skeleton crew.
This is your skeleton what?
The skeleton crew.
The skeleton crew. Now, how do you come about this?
So I find ceramic pieces from wherever, Goodwills, thrift stores, or garage sales, and they're little trinkets like different animals, a lot of them, and then I paint them. And
now some of them actually did have the sugar skull shape originally, or did you?
No, I painted. Yeah, so I paint the skeleton.
Well, I'm looking at like this one. This had some kind of a clown face or something.
It was just a white. It was actually just a white face.
You totally skeletonized them.
Yeah.
They are definitely, I would have thought that they were created to become a skeleton.
No, they're, the cheesy figurines that you find
Very,
huge
very
amounts
cool. And your artistry shows through. And what you have these suitcases over here, they're also very interesting. Tell us a little bit about that. Where'd you get the idea from?
Well, I started making them for myself when I was in college because I needed, I was always traveling and not staying in a place very long, but had small apartments. So I found old suitcases and turned them into shelves and cabinets so that I could take things with me pretty easily.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. That was a great idea.
Thank you.
And you've got lots of other repurposed things everywhere in your shop. So how did it all come about from the very beginning? Were you big in art in school?
Yeah. My dad's actually an artist.
A professional artist or hobbyist?
He went to art school.
Okay.
And
That's
he
pretty
made
professional.
furniture for a while, and then he didn't really do art for a really long time because he just.
But he
had a
did go
regular
to the
job.
art school.
So I grew up with it, and I grew up in his workshop all the time, making things and drawing and painting. And then I went to art school.
So where did you go to art school?
I went to Rutgers in New Jersey, Mason Gross School of the Arts.
My father went there.
Oh, really?
Yes. I had a lot of friends that went there too.
Yep. So, and then I went to grad school here in Tallahassee.
So grad school for art? All right, so you've got a master's in
Yes,
art?
I have a master's.
Incredible.
That means I can teach at a college level. So I started as a designer, graphic designer.
Right, because that's where the money commercial
Right.
art is.
And then I just didn't want to be in an
So
office.
how how did you end up? Okay, so you didn't want to be in an office, and you were a designer. Where'd you go from there?
So then that's when I decided to go back to grad school, and I studied.
Did you teach for a while?
I teach now.
Oh, so you're still teaching art?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
teach at Ringling College of Art and Design.
Wow, impressive.
Part time, and I have the gallery here. So
Part time.
Yeah.
And now, did you sell this stuff at road events, festivals, or anything before opening?
No.
Drew you here to the village? Did you know about it? How did you come to find out, and what made you decide you wanted to be here?
I had started doing roller derby, and so I
Oh, you're
learned from
in the roller derby too?
Yeah. So that's how I learned about
A Braden
the
Tucky
village.
bomber?
Yep, I was a Braden Tucky bomber, and that's how I met Gigi down the street, or Valerie.
Gigi Ramone.
Yeah. I met her, and since she was an artist, and she
And a
told me
musician.
and a musician, and she told me about the village, so I came and I just
Checked it out.
Yeah.
How long did it take you from the time you thought you might want to do something here to when you actually found the place and opened?
It was a few years. I'd come here a few years first.
It's not easy to find the right place.
Yeah. No, it's not. And then, we heard the brewery was opening, so I thought, oh, now's probably a good time.
I think slowly. It's going to be a slow upgo, but I
Yeah.
think we are on an upswing. It's
Yeah.
just going to be. It's not going to be easy because the economy's still trying to recover
Right.
from
Yeah.
a major disaster, and people don't have the disposable income. It's not that
Right.
available.
Yeah.
Even if we are out of our so-called recession, we're not pulling in the bucks like we were in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
So it does make it a little tighter for those of us who are in the creative world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you're selling the stuff here, and how many days a week are you open?
I'm open on Fridays and Saturdays.
Now, you do not live here.
No, I don't.
So where do you live? You're local, obviously.
Yeah, I live in Sarasota. We want to live here.
But
So-
you have rooms here.
Yeah,
Are you looking to
upstairs.
sell your place in Sarasota?
We are.
And move into the village?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that you have that creative energy around you
Mhm,
all the time?
exactly,
It
yeah.
is. It's an amazing
It is an
thing.
amazing place. Like, just from the short time of being here, I've met so many people, and everyone's so
open and
welcoming and interesting,
and we just beat each other. I think.
Yeah.
The energy, the yes, we can do this. Even if I say yes, it's slow right now, I still see where it can go.
Yeah.
I can see the possibilities.
And I think that it's really interesting because I lived in Sarasota for over 10 years now, and I still don't really know my neighbors at all.
And here, isn't that one of the most incredible things about this area?
Yeah.
I have lived in suburbs, I have lived rural, I have lived in cities. I have never been in anywhere where everybody knows who I am, and I know who everybody is. My neighbors, I'm friends with all of them. At Christmas time, they all get cookies from me. They all come. I mean, everybody. I'm not talking just one or two on the street. I'm talking every single person on my street knows me well. And I've had them over for dinner, or I've been over their places. And that applies to almost the north half of the village. I really, I don't think there's anybody in the North Village who doesn't know who I am, and I've only been here since 2006, so it's not.
That's
an incredible energy that we have here, and
that's what I really liked
and I
about
hope
it.
that you do get a chance to move here and
Me too.
save that expensive Sarasota along with all those snobs.
That's really what I loved about it.
They are artistic down there, but they're also very. They exclude.
Yes.
A lot of types of art. They're not inclusive. Like we'll love everybody. You could be the best artist in the world, Michelangelo, and we're gonna love you. And we're gonna love you if you're just a street artist making something on the street corners to get by. So it's everybody's welcome. And
that's really what I loved about this place.
A shed out back and have a huge backyard for events and things. That would be really nice too. And hooking up maybe with some of the other, because I know your yard goes back to a whole bunch of the other galleries. You can have a whole gallery walk back there in the gardens. It would be really cool too. Beautiful stuff around here. Now, tell me a little bit more. You've got corks that you work with. What do you do with them?
I've made some cork boards with trivets and little coasters kind of thing.
Where do you get them all? I don't think you're drinking that much wine.
People will give them to me. I'll ask people if they have any, and if I can have them.
And I don't remember, was it last year or the year before you did, for Valentine's Day, you did the Locks for Love?
Oh,
What are you planning for this year?
This year I'm gonna do a message in the bottle.
All right. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm going to take water bottles that have been used and plastic water bottles, and people can write messages to either a wish or a message to their loved one and put it in the bottle, and then I'm going to install it on a fence outside.
It's like you did with the Locks of Love, which are still on the fence. All
they'll
these
be
years
there
later with their messages to their whatever their wish or loved one was.
So it'll be a similar kind of thing, and I'll use different colored papers so that I can create some kind of.
And tell me about I noticed you have something called cast paper. Tell us a little bit about that. Where does that? Did you make that up, or is that something?
No, it's an actual. Thing.
I've never seen it before. Tell me a bit about that.
So cast paper is basically you make a mold, and then you can fill the mold with cast paper. So cast paper is.
It's very thin, though.
Yeah.
So it's like paper mache, but super thin?
Well, you take the paper and you basically put it in a blender with water. And so it's just recycled paper and water mixed, and it makes like a pulp. Like, kind of like an oatmeal-y consistency.
Okay.
And then you press it into the molds and then let the water evaporate.
They are very, very interesting. I saw you have sugar skulls made of them. I make real sugar skulls. And it was just so interesting to see them made on paper where you can actually paint them. And it probably paints a whole lot easier than my sugar skulls do.
Well, I had started doing the sugar skulls in sugar. And then I thought, well, how great would it be to use the recycled paper.
Yeah.
And then you can just draw on it with a marker even.
Really, and
So,
and it's again in your line of stuff.
Exactly.
It's reusing
Yeah.
things, and that was I just they blew me away. I never heard of cast paper. That's a great art. Do you do any classes here?
I don't do any classes here. I've thought about it, but
Not
I
here
just,
yet.
Just haven't got
The time, and you're
Exactly.
not living here right now.
Right.
If you move in, will you probably do that?
That's definitely a possibility. Yeah.
Sunday classes, learning how to do cast paper
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. I would love to learn how to do that. And you have some other stuff. What is this? Create a floating bookshelf. Explain this to me, because it's adorable.
So those are
Being a writer,
a book bookshelf. It's made out of a book. Put the bracket inside the book. So
how though?
it's screwed into the pages.
Okay, I'm like very. How much will it hold?
It depends on the book, really, like how strong the books are. Some are reinforced.
Kind of almost
inside.
like Harry Potter stuff. It's just books hanging or floating on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. So it really depends on,
The bottom book is the holder, and then the others.
and
are...
then you stack it up and it looks like it's floating.
Yes, it does. It really, I'm like, okay, that's just adorable. And tell us about this vintage crib shelves that are great for pots or towels, because ties, scarves and ties, that's
Scarves,
great.
ties, pots.
Now that's so you
It's
took
made
apart
out of
the
a crib.
edges of the cribs and then put them the other way.
Uh-huh.
I see. I wasn't seeing how that was a crib, but it's
Yeah,
just
it's
three.
like
It's
the-
3 of the strands from a crib, so you could make a whole bunch of those from a single crib.
Yeah.
Very, very cool on your repurposing. Tell me other stuff you repurposed, because this is just exciting.
These are palettes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
They look incredibly beautiful for palettes.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of palette
I do
art,
too.
but I feel like it's not really finished.
How did you get them to look like nice wood rather than the
So
nasty pine they're usually made out of?
Yeah, I sanded them down. I stained them different colors, and then
Gave them the rustic look.
and then I polyurethane.
How many coats of polyurethane? Because they don't look shiny.
A few. Yeah.
They look nice, but they don't look shiny. That's really cool, and that is a dolly palette, but it looks really pretty. It makes the beauty of the wood come out, and that's hard to say from a used palette.
Right.
And what is this piece here?
This is a vintage sled. And I
Florida?
I didn't actually do anything to that.
And what are you using that one for?
That one's.
Repurposed it too.
I haven't really repurposed that one.
All right, it's just a
It's
vintage
just a-
sled.
it's
Because
just
you
a
also
sled.
do antiques.
Right.
You have antiques around here, and I noticed you have a lot of teacups. You pick those up at the flea markets
Yeah.
and the thrift stores.
Yeah.
And then you turn them into candles?
Yeah.
Now, are they organic candles or?
They're soy candles, so they're made from all.
Do you scent them too?
Mm-hmm.
So they're scented and soy.
Yeah.
So you're just like an all-around eclectic artist, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But your painting is really incredible. So tell me a little bit about your experience and how you learned to paint objects like this.
I am not really a painter. I mean, I can draw and I can paint, but I never really do.
It's not your main thing, but
Right.
you obviously took quite a few years of it. And what do you teach over?
Right now I'm teaching.
I'm flying all over the place
yeah.
here because you're so diverse.
Right now I'm teaching a drawing and 3D design class. I've taught everything from ceramics to cast metal to advanced sculpture classes to beginner sculpture classes.
Glass blowing?
Yeah. No, I
not
haven't
yet.
done glass blowing. Yeah.
My favorite is wood because I just love the beauty of the grains that run through it, and I have 2 wood turning artists in my gallery, and I just love what they do, the way that they bring out the beauty of nature.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. And I noticed you had even used pieces from the beach, the sponge and the what is that, coral? You have a coral piece, or it looks like a coral piece over there.
Oh, that's actually a tree branch.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of the coral from underneath. but you do that too.
Yeah.
And you turn that into
just the little
whatever it can
Yeah,
become.
exactly.
that is so cool. Okay. So tell us a little bit more about where you want this, what you want Once Over Twice to become, what you envision it in the future.
Oh, geez.
A hard way.
Yeah,
I'm
mean,
sure you have some ideas though, where you want, what you want to do.
right now it's kind of in flux because we want to move in here, so we're really just all over and thinking, what we're gonna do.
And how much more, will you ever have other artists in here, or are you just going to be able to fill it up with all your own stuff?
Actually, we're having a completely different show in February. It's going to be all original comic book art.
And is that yours?
It's not mine. It's collections from people.
Now, where did you pull this all from?
My husband is a comic book grader.
Grader.
Which means people send him collections, and he tells them the condition of the book. He doesn't tell a value. He just says this is mint or near mint or whatever.
Oh, okay. In other words, did it ever get opened, or has it been opened?
Right. And then the company he works for, they put it in a container, and then
it's graded.
It's graded, and people
put them online.
Yeah.
And it's been. What is the word when they
bid on it?
Well, no. Before the bidding, they have to determine what it's worth.
Right.
So in order to do that, they have to know what quality it is.
Exactly. So that's what he does.
So then they can put it online and
Yep.
say, well, it has been authenticated as this grade. So
Yep.
that helps it.
Yep.
Or brings it down.
Exactly.
What do you mean it's poor?
Or
fair?
if they find retouching or stuff like that. So, I mean, so the people he works with, and he knows a lot
That's
of people
the
that
most
collect.
interesting job to have fallen into.
Yes.
How did that come about?
I was actually a designer, and I took images of the coin parts first. So I did digital imaging for the coin part, and then they started this comic book company when I was working there.
And you met him there.
And no, I got him the job there.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, he got the job.
Right.
He knew he was my boyfriend at the time, and
He knew comic books well, and
Yeah.
you went, we got this new interesting sideline, and I want to check out.
Yeah.
But how interesting is that? That I mean, who would ever dream of growing up to be a comic book grader?
Yeah.
Graphic artist grader, really truly.
Yeah.
And so he has to be an expert at pretty much.
oh, he knows everything about comics.
Yeah, that's So has he ever had any really amazing things come across his desk?
Oh,
First
yeah.
editions that are not touched?
Mm-hmm. There was just an auction on eBay where comic sold for like $3 million or something.
$3 million, wow.
Yeah.
And did he grade that one?
He graded it, yeah.
Wow.
So it was a Action 1. It's first appearance of Superman.
Oh, I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah.
I do remember the first appearance of Superman. That was a huge auction. I didn't realize it was on eBay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that would be at one of those big, snooty
Usually,
British
yeah.
houses.
So it was a big deal that it was through eBay because
once in a while they get some
doesn't
unusual,
usually
really
happen
big stuff.
like that.
They've had some very odd things on there, like the Virgin Mary and toast or something.
Oh, yeah.
Really? A grilled cheese sandwich that looks like the Virgin Mary. Really? How do we know this? Do people fall for anything? Or the potato that looks like Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that's what he looked like, a Mr. Potato Head. Come on, peeps. But yeah, they have some odd stuff. So, right now it looks almost like a home with lots of these chairs. Now, do you redo these chairs? And then I saw you have a sign about customizing.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work?
So you can choose different colors that you want or different fabrics.
Now, would this be like if somebody has an old,
They can bring in chairs.
they have an old table, dining room
Mhm.
set, and they want it done in something different to match their new decor?
Yeah.
And you would do that. Now, hopefully it's not because it's just damaged, it's because they want to
Right.
change the color or something.
Yeah.
And if you've got a Queen Elizabeth or a Louis the 14th chair in here, would you be changing the fabric on that, or would you just be telling them they might want to
see what it's worth before doing it.
before
Yeah.
marring it and ruining the value with a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
cheaper material?
Most of the chairs I get are in pretty bad shape when I get them.
And they're
So-
not ancient, they're not antique.
No,
antique. These are
no.
just like
They're like-
early American or
Yeah.
mid-American.
Mm.
I see some from the 50s and
Mhm.
60s, quite a few from that era, I think. But we did have some funky furniture back then,
Mhm.
and you've funkified it a little bit more to make it interesting.
Yes.
So, what else do you do?
What else?
Now, what is this? You've got a suitcase here. Is it ottoman?
Yeah. So
It opens and stores
Yep.
things too.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very
I've made
interesting.
side tables.
Those side tables that are made of it. That's
I think
very
they're
cool. And you can keep all your all your TV remotes inside of
Mhm.
it if it's
Yeah.
a side table.
Yeah, you can.
Very cool. Well, it sounds to me like you have some customers, so we will let you get back to work and we will see you soon. Now, do you have a website?
Right now I'm on Facebook.
So for those that are interested in finding out and seeing more of your work, you're on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On Facebook.
How do they find you on Facebook?
You can just type in the once over twice,
Once over twice.
and it should come up on Facebook, and then you can like the
Okay,
page.
do they need to put Bradenton, Florida or anything, or are there, you're the
Um,
only one?
Yeah, it should be. It should come up pretty. Yeah,
Now, do you have a Pinterest?
I'm
or-
on Pinterest,
Okay, so
Instagram.
once over twice
Mhm.
on Instagram or Pinterest
Yep.
or Facebook, and they can see a lot of your work. Now, can they buy it from Pinterest?
I don't think so. I'm still
All right, so
figuring
they
that
have to,
out.
so they have to contact you. Is there a contact email or anything that they can get you?
Yeah, it's the once over twice 1015 at gmail.com.
Once over
long.
twice 1015 at
At
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
All right. Well, hopefully you will get some calls and,
Cool.
and hear about, that they saw something on your Pinterest, Facebook, or Instagram, and
Yeah.
they're really interested, and your prices are very reasonable, and it's just unusual. You're a bastion of unusual items. I like the way that you repurpose things. It's
Thank you.
incredibly. Thank you for being on Culture Coast.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Nightmares. Frightful visions during the night, causing terror and loss of sleep. Daymares. Frightful visions during the day, causing fear and paranoia. Gothmares. Gothic visions that can happen anytime, causing horror and disgust. But sometimes they offer answers. Read Gothmares if you dare. Gothmares, a young adult novel by Al Musitano, available on Amazon and fine bookstores everywhere.
Village of the Arts, the largest artist colony in the state of Florida, located on 42 acres, includes artists, homes, galleries, gardens, and restaurants featuring handcrafted gifts, fine art sculptures, painting, photography, enviro art, healing arts, books, mystics, and musical variety. A few of the galleries are unique in their offerings. Village Voices specializes in books and art created exclusively by Florida residents. The Dancing Crane Gallery offers fine art, custom jewelry, and unique, innovative art. The Village Mystic offers all things metaphysical: meditation, massage, mediums, aromatherapy, psychics, shamans, Reiki healing, and the Gem Mine, where you can mine for your own personal treasure. Yoga Arts offers classes or one-on-one coaching. Musicians and bands can be found throughout the area. Many of the artists and musicians offer classes. Restaurants and bakeries provide respite for the weary and magic for the foodies. Visit during the first Friday Art Walk and stroll through the shops and galleries enjoying free appetizers, wine, music, and demonstrations. For hours and information, please visit the website at www.villageofthearts.com.